Hello everyone! Today I would like to present our article of leadership development in public administration focusing on Bulgarian context. We choose Bulgaria as our case study because leadership development programs in this country exist in several different forms and institutional frameworks which provides a valuable opportunity to explore different approaches to leadership development in public administration. In the article, we discussed public leadership as a theoretical concept and the role of leaders in public administration, which includes leading teams, showing motivation, creating space for learning and growth of public officials. We have included empathy, communication skills, the ability to manage stress, and seeing a long-term vision as key characteristic of leadership qualities. We believe that this topic is essential to explore because strong leadership skills help public managers coordinate teams, make informed decisions, and ensure the effective implementation of public policies. At the same time, leadership competencies enable public officials to manage change, communication with stakeholders, and adapt to a dynamic political and social environment. We also briefly reviewed selected leadership development programs mentioned in professional literature to understand different approaches to leadership development, including strategic, interpersonal, and value-based dimension. Turning to the Bulgarian context, leadership development can be observed on three interconnected levels: systemic stage training, academic education, and regional or selective initiatives. This multi-level structure creates relatively broad opportunities for developing public leaders while also showing differences in the emphasis placed on specific competencies. First of all, the Institute of Public Administration represents a systemic and institutional model of leadership development. It provides compulsory and specialized training for civil, official, and manager in public administration. This program strengthened managerial competencies, developed strategic and analytical capacity, re- reinforced public service value, and support standardist capacity building across the administration. Importantly, with more than 500 courses annually, leadership development is institutionalized rather than selective. The second option, leadership development, is LEAP, which represents a more selective initiative. It emphasizes communication, vision, and the ability to inspire others. Leadership is understood not only as a formal position, but as the capacity to create long-term improvements in society. In Bulgaria, leadership development is also present in formal academic education through Leadership and Public Management program, which develops strategic and analytical competencies for higher level in public management. In addition, regional initiatives such as the Western Balkan Leadership Academy supports cooperation, adaptive skills, and cross-border networking among public leaders. What is important methodologically, the study is based on qualitative content analysis of selected leadership development programs in Bulgaria. We analyzed three levels of leadership development and focused on identifying the types of competencies developed, the dominant leadership orientation, and the sector specific normative framework shaping these programs. What about our findings? It shows that leadership development in Bulgaria operates on three levels and supports four many competence dimensions: managers, social and communication, strategic, and ethical or value-based competencies. Overall, the programs are broadly aligned with theoretical approach to public leadership. What's more, an important finding is the regional dimensions of leadership development. Regional initiatives strengthen professional identity, promote peer learning, increase confidence in decision making, and create a platform for sharing best practices. At the same time, leadership development in public administration reflects sector-specific priorities. Unlike the private sector, which focus on competitiveness and performance indicator, public leadership is oriented toward legality, transparency, accountability, and the public interest. This normative framework significantly shaped the content and practical impact of training programs. The dominant model in Bulgaria can be described as a professional managerial. It strongly supports stability, procedural reliability, and administrative competence. However, the transformational dimension of leadership is less explicit. Development often focuses on individual rather than systemic institutional change, and the organizational context may limit the practical implication of acquired competencies. Although Bulgaria has structured leadership development mechanisms, their transformational impact depends on systemic and organizational support. Public administration operates in a highly regulated and politically accountable environment, and without integration into broader governance reform, leadership development remains primarily individual rather than institutional. In conclusion, Bulgaria offers diversified and structured opportunities for leadership development. However, their real transformative potential depends on institutional readiness, organizational culture, and systemic coherence. But for the end, thank you for your attention.